shows the lustful looks you get from other people. I don't know if it's I wish I had a bike or if it's I wish I was riding. Mr. Sparky Aprilla posted a question several months back. By the way, does anyone else think that he sounds a lot like Clive Owen, the actor? Anyway, maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, I don't know. Anyway, he posted a question about why there weren't more females on motorcycles, and he got more specific with even why aren't there, women competing in Moto GP. So he was questioning whether or not it was a physical aspect of it, whether or not it was, mental. And, it's going to depend on the person, but I think one of several reasons is going to apply. First, physically, I think women would physically be able to compete in MotoGP. However, I think the average height of women kind of limits them a little bit. I'm tall for a woman. I'm closer to what the national male average is. I still had to consider seat height on a bike, but a lot of the sports bikes are going to be too tall for the average height woman. I mean, I know even some of the guys who are 5'10" have got to be careful with seat height. I mean, there's a lot of women that, they're fine with kind of scooting off the seat and just putting a foot down when they've stopped. And I know they recommend that you need to you need to be able to flat-foot it. So I think just the fact that there's not a whole lot of sports bikes that fit women kind of limits how many women can compete. Well, if you consider that females make up only 10% of motorcyclists, then you've got a smaller pool to pull from when you're competing and essentially trying out for MotoGP. It's similar to high schools when the big schools have got really good teams. The small schools don't have that great of a team because the pool from which they can select is larger, and so you're going to get more of a chance of finding somebody who's really talented. So you're kind of dealing with a small school scenario with women. There's only 10% of them are riding, and so you're going to have that fewer who are going to be talented enough to compete in MotoGP. And the other thing is, so out of that 10%, you've got to find someone who is tall enough to be able to ride one of the bikes. You've got to find somebody who is willing to get that competitive on a motorcycle, and we're still only finding somebody like that out of only 10% of the total 100% of motorcyclists. So I think that's probably the biggest reason why you don't have a lot of women in MotoGP. Do I think women are capable? Yeah, I think there's somebody out there that would be able to win MotoGP as a woman, but are they willing to get that competitive? Are they even wanting to really ride a sports bike? I think another reason is you don't have very many women who ride their bikes all the time that want to consider it, you know, a really big part of their life. You know, growing up, you're, you know, the boys are getting their toy cars and toy motorcycles, and even, you know, starting out riding the really small bikes, and girls are encouraged to play Barbie, and, you know, with the little baking oven, coddle the little baby toy doll, and stuff like that. So you might have a lot of them that are not starting early enough so that they can reach that skill level. I think there's some other smaller reasons, but really I think it's just, you know, statistics, really. You just got a smaller number of people that you can pull from.